Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Most of us are not serious. We want an easy life. You come along, tell me, look, relationship is the greatest thing. I said, quite right. And I carry on the old way. What I'm trying to get at is, what will make a human being listen to this even seriously for 2 minutes? They won't listen to you.
Right.
If you went to one of the big experts on psychology or whatever it is, they won't take time to listen to you.
Right.
They've got their plans, their pictures, their images. You follow? They're surrounded by all this. So, to whom are we talking to?
Man, Krishnamurti. Y'all know, that's my favorite philosopher. Love him to death. He said, most of you guys are not serious. And I'm going to say, the reason why that is because most of us are selfish. We're not serious because we're selfish. What should we be serious about? Well, this is a relationship show, right? We might be serious in the context of having a relationship or getting what we want out of a relationship, right? And let me just say this. We're going to play a clip, and I mean no disrespect to the brother that is speaking, but listen, if you're not doing the real work, if you're not, and let me tell you, the work is both ways, right? It's clinical and it's spiritual. It's clinical and spiritual, right? The spirit part is internal. If you're not doing the real work, you're not serious, okay? You might be addicted, i.e. codependent, but you're not serious. Okay? So I don't mean disrespect, but you're going to hear this clip, and it espouses an idea that many people adhere to. Oh, you haven't been in a successful relationship, so you don't get to talk about relationships. That's what they say. A lot of people say that. If you haven't been in a successful relationship, you shouldn't talk about relationships. And let me just say this. Relationships are ubiquitous. It's not just intimate relationships. That's number one. Okay? Relationships are ubiquitous, meaning from the time you are born to the time you die, you are interacting in different types of relationships. So you can't add capitalism on top of it, because your definition of success is usually predicated on a construct that is born out of capitalism, meaning winning in life, winning with self, winning. So that's what a successful relationship is. We're doing good. We're doing fine. But when you start peeling back the layers, you start to understand that even the good relationships, or the relationships that are quote unquote winning, have their struggles, have their challenges, have their ups and downs, and sometimes have their moments where they might not make it back. Right? So to say people don't get to speak on relationships because they haven't been in one that was successful, I would argue that most people in successful relationships had to build their internal resume by failing, by being hurt, by hurting other people, in order to get a certain level of spiritual maturity to show up correctly in a relationship. And that leads us to our topic tonight. Another slapper. Get to your phone lines. You already know what it is. Get to your phone lines. This is a dialogue that we are having together. It's not one where I am monologuing. I want to talk to you. I want to hear your thoughts on tonight's topic. When your me/ego supersedes our we/conscious relationships, conscious relating. The glorification of I did it, so can you complex. Let me explain something to you. Relationships are not linear. Life is linear. Going to school is linear. Starting a business is linear. Paying taxes, paying bills, that's linear. But relationships are inherently spiritual and thus nonlinear. So oftentimes you find that successful people, or people that are winning in life, quote unquote, try to apply the same rules of what they used to win in life, and they try to apply that to relationships. So when your me supersedes our we, when your ego supersedes our we, conscious relating, what are you saying, Zoe? Listen, what worked for you in your life internally is your answer. You hear Zoe say it all the time, right? I say it all the time. I said people that you call into your life spiritually, energetically, these people are a question to an answer that you carry within you. It's really that simple, right? So the answers that you cultivated for you hear me talk about the pen of self-authorship, rewriting deep-seated issues, emotional issues, psychological issues, CPT, insecure attachment style, CPTSD, insecure attachment style. You hear me talk about this all the time, picking up the pen of self-authorship and writing your own story. Well, listen, that's you cultivating your truth and your answer that you carry within you. Now, that process, if witnessed by a significant other, right, can be inspirational. But the answer you carry in you is not the answer that your partner carries in them. See, they come into your life with a question that triggers your answer, and you come into their life with a question that triggers theirs. Do you see? So you can't come in with this relationship bootstrapperism, right? This bootstrapping mentality. Pull yourselves up. I did it. The glorification of I did it. So can you complex. Listen, this is spirit work. And what you understand about yourself, a similar answer, a similar understanding may take your partner 2 or 3 years, maybe 5 years to get to that place. The only way you motivate them is by constantly winning internal battles. Win your me, your ego, your wins, your successes, your self-centeredness, your selfishness supersedes our we, the glorification of the I did it, so can you complex. You see it all the time. A man will read 2 books and next thing you know, he's proselytizing. See what you need to do, because I went through this before. You're not even finished with the second book you read and you're already out here teaching? Or even a woman might do the same thing. Stop teaching before you're finished studying the curriculum. And let me tell you something about yourself. You yourself as a spirit being, you are equivalent to an infinite spiritual library, meaning self-knowledge never ends. So there needs to be some level of humility when you win in a relationship and you try to use that win as a see, this is what I did. That means you're still dealing with your ego. When your me, i.e. your ego, supersedes our we, the glorification of the I did it, so can you complex. Are we glorifying relationship DIY over substantive collaborative transformation? What is relationship DIY? I'll make it clear. It's real clear, family. Self-work is DIY work. Do it yourself. Your partner can never do your DIY work. Self-work, healing, right? Starting the healing journey, staying on the healing. They can motivate you. They can inspire you by them getting on theirs, but it's DIY. Do you see? When you ignore the DIY of your internal work, you stay rooted in the me. The egoic, what are you doing for me? This isn't equal to what I've done for you. When is it going to balance out? Do you understand? Are you listening to what's been? When you're me, the center, the ego. This is why Krishnamurti, that first clip you heard Krishnamurti said people are not serious. Relationships are ubiquitous. You got people out here talking about relationships. Then you got people criticizing the people that's talking about the relationship. Listen, as human beings, relationship is par for the course for the human experience. Everybody has the right to talk about relationships. But this is what we need to be mindful of. People are talking about relationship from the level of consciousness they have developed within themselves. You get clinicians speaking about relationships from the perspective of their studies. And the really good clinicians know that the information they study, although it's solid, it's good, it's a great foundation, they understand these are theories that need to continue to be worked on. They understand. But the really good clinicians always integrate spirituality. Do you understand? Just because you're winning in life doesn't automatically mean you're going to win in the relationship. You have to maintain the we. The only way to maintain we is to cultivate perspective and grace. Do you see? Are we glorifying relationship DIY over substantive collaborative transformation? I did it, so can you. You did what? You forgave your mother? Maybe my path is to journal about forgiving my mother before I can actually do it. Maybe my journey might just be a little different than yours and may take a little bit longer. This is DIY work. I have to do this myself. And you can't wash my face in the fact that you had a momentary win. That doesn't make you better than me. That doesn't turn you into a relationship elitist. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. When your me, i.e. ego, supersedes our we, the glorification of the I did it, so can you complex. Are we glorifying relationship DIY over substantive collaborative transformation? Is the I did it narrative sabotaging true intimacy? Does the glorification of self-rescue in love propagated through DIY relationship repair undermine the empirical need for collaborative emotional healing? 1-800-920-1580. DIY, do-it-yourself relationship repair versus collaborative transformation. Who wins? How do empirical insights from attachment theory and neuroscience challenge the hyper-independence promoted by modern self-help influences? My truth, my reality. I didn't sign up for this. I, me. Let me tell you something. The mirror of relationship will also reflect, watch this, the unhealed portions of yourself, the remaining unhealed portions of yourself, even in the moment of a momentary victory. Yeah, you forgave your mother, but you're gloating to me and telling me that I need to do it too. Do you see? Yes, you got that win, but what's reflecting back to you is you think you're superior because you got the win and I still need to go get it. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, the voice of reason will continue this bonfire.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
They can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary.
On Saturday, February 22nd, you are invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, visit taxclosure.org to get free from the IRS once and for all.
keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure. Tax closure is your same-day cure.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, let's talk about these 7 areas of compatibility. Number 1, are your goals compatible? In other words, do you want the same things as this person? Do they want the same things as you? Do you want marriage and they also want marriage in their future? Do you want kids and they also want kids in their future? Do you see yourself living where you live now, in the city that you live now, and they also see themselves living in that city? Wanting the same things is highly underrated when it comes to the dating process. So many of us focus on attraction, how great we feel in someone's company, but we don't actually focus on the fact that someone is telling us that they want very different things than we do. And if that's the case, there is a real danger that over time, this person is going to make us incredibly unhappy. Number 2, the timing of our goals. In other words, if we want the same things, do we want the same things on the same timeline? Now, people aren't exactly aligned all the time. There are times where you might say, I would like to get married in the next year, and this person says, I'd like to be married in the next 2 years. It might be the case that one person wants a family now and another person wants a family a little way into the future. And in some of these cases, these times...
See, it sounds smart. We've been listening to this kind of relationship talk. I don't mean any disrespect. I'm sorry. I have to point this out, though. Everything is about doing. Nothing is about being. Where do we want to live? Do we want kids? Do we want to be married? These are things we do. Do you understand? Sounds good. And these guys have millions of listeners because people think, oh, he has a recipe for success. Let me tell you something. The recipe for success is internal work, DIY, do it yourself work, right? This is why the external stuff matters so much because most of our expectations are framed around supporting unhealed wounds. So the partner has to come in and be a certain way, act a certain way, do certain things, and be consistent and loyal and trustworthy because I'm fearful. And the fear in me is a part of my identity that I can't give up. So we hear this relationship talk, right? We hear it all the time. It's not good. Listen, you want a real relationship? Start that one with yourself. DIY. Do it yourself so you can transform from me to be ready, to get yourself pre-assembled for we. See, being in a healthy relationship is really about being in a healthy relationship with yourself. See, as long as you have unhealed wounds, you're spiritually unhealthy. But because you're a human being, that unhealthy tumor, that spirit tumor, is going to call in a concomitant vibration, a concomitant experience, a concomitant toxicity, a concomitant sickness. Why? So the sickness can be mirrored back to the answer that is within you. Do you see? Think about it. A person, have you ever been in a relationship with a person, but they didn't feel like they were connected to the relationship? They felt like they participated. Maybe they were getting something from their participation, but they didn't feel connected and rooted in the we. Can the idealization of self-sufficiency mask deep abandonment trauma? You in the relationship, but you're invested in the me, the ego, the selfishness of it, because you're ignoring the DIY part of it, right? So peep game. Those people become discardable, throwaway people because they're not fitting the wound's designs. Maybe this self-sufficiency is born out of what? A dismissive avoidant attachment style, a fearful avoidant attachment style. When I come forward, you think the voice of reason is done? Lord, have mercy, Jesus, and then some. I just got started. Let's go.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. The judge in Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams' corruption case is not yet ruling on dropping charges. At today's hearing, Adams declared his innocence. Allegations of a quid pro quo with the Trump administration have sparked calls for his removal and key resignations. Wall Street is closing with stocks higher. It comes after the minutes from the Federal Reserve suggests officials need to see more progress on inflation before they make another rate cut. Los Angeles County's annual homeless count is underway. Black Mayor Karen Bass says the city's efforts to reduce the homeless population are working.
I think we are all proud of the fact that our collaboration has led to a decrease in street homelessness.
The count started on Tuesday night following a month-long delay due to the deadly Palisades and Eaton fires. And 10 Baltimore restaurants are getting $10,000 grants from DoorDash's Disaster Relief Fund to recover from the Key Bridge collapse. The aid, backed by Black Governor Wes Moore's office, helps cover rent, payroll, and other expenses. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Attention parents of high school sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Start the new year with California Baptist University's pre-college credit program. Courses are fully online and the first class is free. Classes start January 6th. Apply for free at calbaptist.edu/PCC.
Are you a recent college graduate with a dream of getting a high-paying job in sales? A job where you can grow a lucrative career in multi-platform audio, digital, podcast, social media, and local events, along with world-class training and career growth opportunities. KBLA Talk 1580, located in historic Leimert Park, is currently hiring entry-level account executives for outside sales. Join a team featuring radio hosts Tavis Smiley, Dr. Cornell West, Jesse Jackson Jr., D.L. Hughley, Dr. Nee Cordelai Corte, Zoe Williams, and our very own Dominique DePrima. For more information on attending our upcoming career fair, contact SMB at KBLA1580.com today. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and Brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at WalkGoodLA. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Excuse me, madam. You're standing still in a no parking zone. If you don't get a move on that body, I'll be forced to give you a ticket. So get with it.
The best advice I've ever gotten as it relates to relationship is you can either be right or be together. Sometimes you can't be both. A lot of us are trying to fight to be right, and we're trying to win a battle and losing the war. It's more important for you guys to be on the same team, for you guys to understand what each party is coming from and coming to some type of resolution versus fighting so hard to be right. It's not that important to be right. It's more important to be together.
And I love the beautiful sister. But I would say change one word. Instead of it's more important to be together. Right? I would take together out and I would say it's more important to be aligned. See, you can be together and be misaligned. Right? I was explaining this earlier. What do you mean misaligned? Didn't you say relationship is a mirror and you guys are the same vibration? Yeah. But let me get deep. Anxious, preoccupied, and dismissive avoidance are misaligned while at the same time being the same thing. That's what yin and yang is. Two opposite sides of the same coin. Do you see? An anxious, preoccupied person has a worthiness wound. They had a parent that was inconsistent in their emotional attunement, in being emotionally available and present when that child needed emotional safety, security, understanding. So what happens with that child? They become the performer child, the chaser. But internally, that child is self-avoidant. They won't do the DIY, the do-it-yourself work, because they think the answer, right, is out there. Let me chase out there, because in here is too scary. DIY, do it yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when she said together, okay, yes, being together is great, but let's get in alignment, right? And let's prioritize alignment over rightness. Do you see? Listen, most people are the relationship version of Sean Marion. What, Zoe? What you talking about? Listen, Sean Marion's jump shot was broke. That jump shot was horrible. But the worst thing that could happen was he made a couple. That means I ain't got to fix it. I ain't got to change it. I love Sean Marion. I'm sorry, brother. I just had to, he do that flick shot. Oh, boy, it went in. Yes, I'm going to keep shooting it. You don't get that flicked shot out of it. Listen, you can, I'm sorry, Sean Mayer. I won't do Sean like that. I already did it. Replace Sean with money. You get money, you feel like you don't have to fix nothing. If you start winning in society and shots start going in, the proverbial shots in society start going in, you feel like there's nothing wrong with you. You're beyond reproach. Do you see? Then you start becoming a pastor to your partner. See, this is what you need to do. Work for me. Yeah. Listen, a lot of it is premature preaching. I'm sorry. 1-800-920-1580. In what ways does the competitive self-help culture serve as a defense against vulnerability, reinforcing a cycle of isolation and emotional stagnation from me, ego, to we, conscious relating? Is egocentric self-help eroding mutual accountability? How does the emphasis on individual triumph over shared introspection obscure the messy yet essential work of building resilient relationships? Man, damn. You and I gotta keep an eye on ourselves. We so busy looking at our damn partners, expecting our partners to perform at a peak level with an indeterminate sentence. You got to perform at a peak level with an indeterminate sentence. Well, how many years do I have, Your Honor? It's indeterminate. It's worse than life. We don't know how many years you have. Do you understand? Our relationship groupies fueling a toxic culture of DIY love. See, you done got it wrong. Healing yourself don't mean you don't need nobody else. There's a difference from being all one, coming out of aloneness, than isolation. And isolationness is not all one, i.e. alone. See, there's only one, the source, the Bible, the Quran. They talk about Tawheed, the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the oneness, Tawheed. The Bible tells you there's only one. Do you understand? There's only one. The one. I of myself can do nothing. It is the Father who works through. Do you understand? There's only one. And when you find the one in you through aloneness, not isolation. Come on, that's DIY. Listen, you can't teach that to somebody. They got to live it. They got to experience it. Can the celebrity status of self-help narratives create a dangerous echo chamber that prioritizes aesthetics over authenticity, empirically supporting healing? Can it happen? 1-800-920-1580. Does social media's self-rescue trend reduce intimacy to personal branding? Listen, your journey to wherever the hell you got is not the recipe for me. It might inspire me to put a recipe together for myself with the pen of self-authorship. But your recipe is not my recipe. Here you are. Let's go on tour. And that's fine. Go on tour. I'm with you. But you have to frame it as this is my truth, which in fact may not be compatible yet with your truth. How does it become compatible at some point? Conscious relating is about growing together, although you're on different paths. that mirror each other. That's conscious relating. There is an inherent grace and respect for your partner's process as they are putting one foot in front of the other on their exclusive path. And that respect is mutual. You've heard me say it before. You can't get mutual until you get neutral. You gotta get neutral internally. You not neutral if you still resent what your mother didn't do, what your father wasn't able to do or should have done. Whatever happened in early childhood that shook you, broke you, fractured you. Listen, you're not neutral. The neutrality comes from the internal work, DIY. That's not something you can proselytize to your partner. They have to understand that themselves. To what extent do public stories of individual salvation transform genuine emotional struggles into transactional displays of self-efficacy? 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm going to Arkansas, I'm going to Houston, Texas, and wherever else the Spirit leads y'all. Let's go.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do you do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery. Ends President's Day. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online.
Uh-huh.
I read that Black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
emotional intelligent, dude? Why does it take a man to go the whole 90 feet of a basketball court for y'all to meet us at half court?
They say that they're emotionally intelligent just because they can identify what emotions they're experiencing. Emotional intelligence is two-sided. So it's not just about you identifying your emotions, it's about you identifying the emotions of another person as well. Being aware of another person's emotions, okay? Managing your emotions, understanding your influence and how your emotions can disrupt somebody else's emotional process. There are many women, when they see that there is really a man who is emotionally intelligent, that means that he can read me as well. Not only can he read me, but he can co-regulate. So he can regulate his emotions, but he can help me regulate mine because he understands this is an interdependent relationship. We're doing this as a we. If you are really emotionally intelligent, maybe you got a little more work to do when it comes to that, just based off of what it is that you said. I guarantee you women.
I'm not mad at her, but she's not 100% correct. Co-regulation is for children. Parents are supposed to co-regulate their children. You shouldn't have to co-regulate an adult. That's DIY. And this is how you create the narrative where certain women and men get to manipulate men into coddling their unhealed wounds. So again, she's partially correct. Again, the spirit piece is missing. Where, Zoe? Here it is. She said, you're supposed to know or understand. This is her definition of emotional intelligence. You're supposed to know what her feelings are. No, you're supposed to know what yours are. Because she made the distinction between identifying that's just identifying, but it's dyadic. It goes both ways. No, what needs to go both ways is awareness. So yes, I know what mine are, and I'm aware of what you're experiencing. I might not be able to define it and tell you what it is because I can't know that directly. Does that make sense? You've heard me say this before. Relationship is a shared experience where I can't know your experience directly, and nor can you know my experience of us directly. But what I can do is be aware that you are bothered in some way. That you are, and this is where effective nonviolent communication comes in. How can I get clarity and understanding from you to understand what it is you're feeling in this moment that bothers you? Not co-regulate me. Do you see? Exactly. Empathy, compassion, self-aware, all of these things play a part. To have an expectation that the dude's supposed to know what you feeling, that's the same as saying you got to be able to read my mind. Reading your mind and reading emotions are now prerequisite for healthy relations. Knock it. Ooh, I almost said something. I almost lost it live on radio. I'm so upset. No, I'm not upset. I think that young lady is doing a great job. And I think she spoke a half-truth, right? You can't know the inner workings of me directly. You just can't. Whether it is my mindset, how I perceive you, my perception, whatever. You can't know that directly. And vice versa. But what we can do is have conversation, creating safe spaces where we can have these conversations to where we can kind of help each other get a better understanding if we're willing to actually talk and share. Davy Lee, Arkansas. Come on, man. That's country folk down there. Arkansas. I'm from Tennessee, man. You my cousin. You live right next door. Talk to me.
You a few hours away. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
You a whole bunch away from me now, man. You all the way in Pasadena, Altadena, man, you far.
Come
You know what I'm
on, man.
saying?
That's all right. Country go wherever you
20
go.
hours away. Hey, it ain't nothing to it but to do it. You hear me?
Yeah,
But,
man.
you know,
What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
well, you know, you very right, man. That's why, you know, I'm trying to get my stuff in line. You know, as a man, you know, you got to lead yourself before you can lead anybody else, man. You know, and you can't expect for people to, you know, wait for you. You can have false expectations of where you destroy relationships just because you want things to be how you want it to be, man. And that ain't how it is. You got to get things how you want them to be. So sometimes, you know, even with family, man, you got to separate so y'all can join back together and really play Voltron, man. You can't just lead people on or, like, lead them astray by, you know, not handling your business. You got to handle your part. Like, for instance, you played basketball before, so you understand how it feels to be in a team.
Right.
You know, everybody ain't going to be the star player, you know?
Right.
You gotta be able to play defense. You gotta know how I feel to pass the ball. You know how it is to be collaborative. You know.
Now let me do this.
Take time for yourself.
Let me ask you this. You gave me the basketball metaphor. I'm gonna come back to that later because I was talking to Attila about the basketball metaphor early today. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yes,
I'm about to go forward, but when we come full circle after having gone forward, I want you to tell me what is your current DIY internal work project. What are you working on internally? The do-it-yourself, right, project that you're working on internally. Let me know when we come forward. Stay right there. We're going back to Arkansas when we come full circle.